So, what's the worst sound to hear in Minecraft? No, that's not it. Yeah, well, we can fix that. Some actually find that satisfying, considering what they're doing. That might be it, but still no. There it is. So let's do something about that. Let's get to it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is my riff on a module that you can add onto a farm that doesn't produce XP so that you can AFK it infinitely. Now, this is nothing massively revolutionary. It's just a nice little module that I've got a schematic for and a world download down in the video description. You can add this on, and this produces enough XP to keep your tools always mended up. So along with adding on a haste beacon, you can keep your tool always mended and make sure that the player doesn't die, so you can walk away for as long as you want and come back and always be ready with your pickaxe. But there are plenty of farms that you need to mine something that aren't going to produce XP. Things like a bee nest farm, a stone farm, an ice farm, anything where you need to have something going with silk touch on your pickaxe or your axe, or even something like a grass to dirt converter with a hoe or a shovel, things like that. This will produce enough XP, and we're going to walk through this just a little bit. But again, down in the video description will be that Lightmatic and a world download. I think most of you already know how this works, but we're going to walk through how this works right here. Up top here, we have a cube of nether portals. Now, this is not your standard nether portal spam with it's just the 3 high. We've gone to the full 21 by 21 on this, and there's 25 portals all stacked back there. You can see through this obsidian cube. The reason that is because zombified piglins have a chance to spawn in a portal block based on random ticks, not based on the normal spawning algorithm. So when we use this in the overworld, we can get them to spawn even in the overworld. Now with this stack size of 21 by 21 and 25 back, inside that cube there is 11,025 portal blocks. When a portal block gets that random tick to spawn a zombified piglin, it goes down until it finds a solid block, and then it spawns a zombified piglin. So we could get them to walk out of these portals using a turtle egg here and get them to fall down in that chute. Problem is, we need their XP. You know, we're not worried about the drops, we need their XP. So we're using this snowman here that's constantly hitting a pigman that we've just hit with a name tag so that he doesn't despawn. And then they use that group aggro, and the rest of them come running over, and they're considered aggroed. Now, there are talks that this may someday get removed from the game, but at this point, when a zombified piglin is in aggro mode and it dies through whatever means, it drops its XP. So it falls down a chute, it dies from fall damage down here, and it drops its XP. Now obviously, unfortunately, since we're using a snowman here, certain biomes like savannas or deserts, this module will not work in because that snowman won't survive. But any other biome, this is simple. It's just 2 snow blocks and a pumpkin. And the other reason we're using that snow golem is because those snowballs won't actually do any damage. If we used an iron golem, then yeah, he'd aggro him, but then he'd kill him. There are larger versions of this that use many more stacked portals and a giant configuration so that there's always a steady stream of zombified piglins coming through. That's usually more used for XP farms where you want to get XP for enchanting or you need to do immediate mending. But in this case, we don't need that much XP because this is going to be for an AFK setup, so we just need enough XP to keep our tool going. And with Unbreaking 3 on it, you don't need that much XP, but we do need a little bit. So you have the option of buying bottles of enchanting and putting them into a dispenser and having them dispense out on a clock and estimating about how much you're going to need and then taking the average of how much the XP bottle throws out. Or you can build this and just always have enough durability on your tool to make sure you keep going. Now, a couple of things we've done here. First of all, I've added this little lava pocket here because it is possible to spawn chicken jockeys. And without that lava block, then the chickens are just going to float down with their jockey on it and start bunching up there. And if you've got your player right here next to this platform, then they are not going to despawn. So that lava gets rid of them. And we have a little detector here with the tripwire that turns on this pulse extender that unlocks this hopper clock. And then that pushes the XP and the items into the water stream. Now, again, we don't want the items. We don't want them building up, causing extra lag. So this is a technique I think I saw over on an Omango video. I couldn't find the original video where I found it. If you know what that is, go ahead and throw that down in the comments. But what we have here is we have these couple of slabs, and I'm going to turn on hitboxes. And the XP floats up just enough that it hits the edge of those slabs, but the items don't, and they go under the slab. So the items go into the fire over here, but the XP continues down the water path. We have this lava in front of a dispenser here just so that when we're not using it, we don't have to worry about building up XP. We can just suck in that lava, and then what we're going to have is all of the XP is going to fall down on the corner of that block. Wherever you'd want that, you could build this way up in the air and have that fall down, however you want to deal with that. But you would just have your AFK spot close enough to that so that the XP can find its way over to the player. Once again, we have our regen beacon so that your player or your bot doesn't run out of health when they're in survival mode, when they start running low on the saturation for their hunger bar. And this will be in the world download. You can test it yourself. I'm going to turn on these command blocks. So I just have one that's just going to delete items for me. And then one that's going to just make a pillar of stone that we can instamine since we have the haste 2. I'm going to turn that on. Turn that on. So I'm going to go into survival. I'm going to then turn on my continuous attack. We can see I'm instamining those blocks. And then I'm going to run a tick warp on this. And as you can see there, we're actually getting a small profit on that. So we're making sure that even if we start with lower durability, it's up there. And even based on the randomness, we have a little bit extra to make sure that we can gain our way back up should something else occur. But that way we always know that we're going to have enough to make sure that our pickaxe is at full durability. And we haven't put in a bunch of extra build effort to put in more portals than we need in order to get those numbers. So that's going to be it for this video. Again, the schematic and world download for this will be down in the video description. So if you want to check that out, if you have Lightmatica or if you don't have Lightmatica, you have access to it. And I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Bye.